Grumpy Old Men is the title of another chapter in Stuart and Jill's book called Improving with Age. In this chapter, they talk about how we age and how change can have different reactions in different people. We can choose what we do with change, but it's hard because things are not the way they used to be, right? It's hard to adjust to the new things. Think about the way that we order things online now, right? The grocery store experience is totally different now than it was a year or 2 years ago, right? So change is inevitable. Also, change happens in our bodies as we age, right? We get older, things start to go wrong. We have to start to go to more doctor's appointments. And so that can be challenging as well. Stuart and Jill Briscoe talk about two responses that we can have to all the changes that are coming around us. The first one is to grumble, right? Grumpy old men, like the movie made a long time ago, we can just become stagnant and complaining. They talk about the problem with that is that it doesn't really help you. It doesn't certainly help the people that are listening to you, and it really doesn't solve the problem, right? So grumbling really is probably not the right response to change that's inevitable for all of us. Instead, they talk about acceptance. How do we accept change, that it's going to happen, that we're going to live through it, that after living for many, many years on this earth, we realize that things work out often and we see God at work in different ways in our lives. So just being more accepting of those changes. One particular story with Senior Companions that stands out to me is a client that we served for many, many years. For years, this client was one of our most difficult clients. He requested specifics with his caregivers. He would fire and hire caregivers. He was always changing the caregiving team that he wanted based on preferences for the week. And frankly, it was exhausting for us and the family. However, something happened, something changed in this client's life that really reoriented his perspective. His wife of a number of years, 40 to 50 years of marriage, passed away. And it was really, really hard for him. It changed his whole perspective and took him quite a while to even recover from it. But what we found is after he got past the initial grief of that happening, he started to be so much more grateful for all the things around him. He started to care about the caregivers that were helping with him, the family that would stop by consistently every week, and his whole orientation and outlook on life changed. And so that's a story that I want to encourage you with based on that principle from Stuart and Jill's book. How can you view change positively or accept change instead of grumbling about it? What's one thing this week that's changing that you're a little bit frustrated about? And how can you reorient your thinking about that this week to accept it and be grateful or find the good in it instead of grumbling about it? Thank you.